Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Friends, before going into the details of the war, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification bell. Please support by subscribing and turning on the notification bell. We are a strong community. Ukraine-Russia war. How many Wagner mercenaries are ex-convicts? The GUR noted that the number of Wagner mercenaries in Russia, most of whom are on the front lines, is over 8,000. Most of them are prisoners. The majority of Wagner Group mercenaries fighting on behalf of Russia in the ongoing invasion of Ukraine consist of enlisted prisoners, according to a recent report from Ukraine's main intelligence directorate, GUR. The GUR noted that the number of Wagner mercenaries in Russia, most of whom are on the front lines, is over 8,000. Most of them are recruited prisoners. Not only that, but according to the GUR, most of the Wagner mercenaries who have been killed in battle with Ukrainian forces are also these prisoners. Wagner mercenaries in Ukraine and former Russian prisoners. The fact that Wagner is using former prisoners is well established by numerous reports at this time. Intelligence reports have long stated that Russia is working to recruit prisoners through mercenary groups like Wagner to shore up its heavy losses in the ongoing war, which Russia refers to as a special military operation. According to Russian oligarch and Wagner co-owner Yevgeny Prigozhin, who posted a statement on Russian social media outlet VKontakte in response to a question from Russian news outlet Komsomolskaya Pravda, which is not to be confused with the similarly named Ukrainian news outlet Ukrainska Pravda. Of course, if I were a prisoner, I would dream of joining, in order to not only redeem my debt to the motherland, but also to repay it with interest, said Prigozhin, a close confidant of Russian President Vladimir Putin. Regarding those who don't want prisoners to be recruited to fight in Ukraine, Prigozhin said, "Send your children to the front. Either private military contractors and prisoners, or send your children, decide for yourself." According to Ukrainian intelligence reports, after signing and fulfilling the contracts with the private military company, convicts are promised full amnesty after 6 months of service. They further claimed that the crime committed by convicts is irrelevant, even if it is murder or other serious crimes. Wagner has reportedly been taking part in this, as they have also suffered significant losses during the war. And according to some experts, it is highly likely that these prisoners are not forcibly conscripted but willingly enlist, though not for money. According to Olga Romanova, head of Russian human rights NGO Russia Behind Bars, the prisoners want to leave, get out, go anywhere. Because any place on earth is better than a Russian prison. Also, despite Prigozhin's claims, UK intelligence claims that Russia's military has lowered its standards for recruits and the training is rushed. The fact that training is rushed, however, may help explain why so many of these former prisoners have died. According to the GUR, the primary task of the prisoners recruited by Wagner is to support the smaller group of experienced mercenaries. For this endeavor, they are reportedly training hundreds more prisoners to be sent to the battlefield. Cyclist helping Ukrainian refugees find new home. Mugged a bike by Yves. A cyclist from Worcester was mugged of his bike while trying to find a family from Ukraine a home in the city. David Carter was riding along the River Severn towpath on Friday afternoon as he sought to help a Ukrainian family hoping to flee the war when he was pushed to the ground and his 3,000 pounds Raleigh Centros Grand Tour e-bike forcibly taken from him. Despite the frightening ordeal, Mr. Carter said finding the family of 7, who stayed in Ukraine while their father fought the Russian invasion, a safe place to flee, still has my full attention. They need to get out and I just could not say no. I am funding a place for them to stay for a year, so this still has my full attention, he told Worcester News. Link is external. I was cycling south on a towpath near Bromwich Road in the River Severn, which is where Google Maps took me. 2 young men on bikes overtook me, and as I was approaching them, one threw his bike in front of me, forcing me to stop. They then wrestled me to the ground, and one of the men put his foot on my chest. I was shouted at to let go of the bike and they rode off with it. The cyclist was able to ride to safety on a bike left behind by one of the muggers, where he called 999, prompting the police to arrive on the scene. They were very helpful, Mr. Carter reported. They are taking the theft very seriously. When the bike was stolen, a bag was on the bike with a lot of my stuff and the thieves dumped the bag in some bushes whilst they cycled over Dilley's Bridge. 2 women saw the thieves throw the bag and were able to reunite it with me, so I am very grateful to them. West Mercia police are investigating the incident and ask anyone with information to contact them and quote incident number 22, 105,429 20 seconds. A younger version Jaran 1, Shahed 131, kamikaze drone spotted after night attack from Crimea. Russians attacked Ukraine with their Iranian kamikaze drones again at night on October 23. Russia tried to carry out another terrorist attack with Iranian kamikaze drones. Thus, according to open sources, the Shahed drone attack was carried out from Crimea. Overall, 9 groups of these drones were released, the total number of which is 20 to 35 units. At the same time, according to the Ukrainian Air Force Command report, it is noted that during the night Ukraine's military managed to shoot down 16 kamikaze drones, namely 14 of them by the Air Command South units. 2 more were destroyed by both Air Command East and Air Command Center units. Unfortunately, some of the Shahed-type drones hit their targets. In particular, as reported by the head of the Zaporizhia State Administration, Alexander Starik, private hoses and a school were struck in the regional center. What is more, in the published photos, one of the fragments of the Shahed-type attack drone marked Jaran 1 can be seen, which is probably a younger version of the Jaran 2, Shahed 136, kamikaze drone. It has smaller dimensions compared to the Shahed 136, wingspan 2.2 meters versus 2.5 meters, length 2.6 meters versus 3.5 meters in the older version, as well as a takeoff weight, 135 kilograms against 200 kilograms, and combat part, 10-15 kilograms against 30 to 40 kilograms. In general, Ukraine's air defense has learned to effectively destroy the Iranian threat. In particular, earlier it was reported about the staggering number of downed Shahed 136, namely 223 units of these flying mopeds have been struck in 36 days. G7 calls for return of Zaporizhia nuclear plant to Ukraine. Control Group of 7 condemns Russia's kidnapping of staff at nuclear facility. The Group of 7 of the world's advanced economies condemned Russia's kidnapping of the leadership of Ukraine's Zaporizhia nuclear power plant and called for the immediate return of full control of the facility to Kyiv. We condemn Russia's repeated kidnapping of Ukrainian Zaporizhia nuclear plant leadership and staff and denounce the application of other forms of pressure on remaining Ukrainian personnel, the Non-Proliferation Directors General of the G7 countries wrote in a statement Saturday evening. The group includes the US, Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Japan and the UK. They urged Russia to immediately return full control of the plant to its rightful sovereign owner, Ukraine, to remove all Russian personnel from the facility, and to stop any attempts to recklessly and dangerously place it under Russian administration, which could further jeopardize its safe and secure operations. Russian President Vladimir Putin this month ordered his government to take control of the Zaporizhia plant, Europe's largest nuclear power facility. The alarm over the nuclear plant comes as Ukraine's Air Force said in a statement on Saturday that Russia launched a massive missile attack, pounding energy facilities and other infrastructure in central and western parts of Ukraine, leaving hundreds of thousands of people without power. Parts of Kyiv suffered power cuts into the evening. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel. See you in the next video.